What is going on, YouTube universe? This is ArghGodzirra. I'm joined by my brother Corey.
What's up, guys?
And today we are kicking off WWE My Mondays with MyGM, which is General Manager mode that has returned from the SmackDown vs. Raw games from the past with a little bit of a twist. I've heard there's some limitations to what we can do here, but it's the first time we're diving in, and I figured instead of just taking on an AI General Manager, I'll bring Corey along and he can be my opponent. So I'm going to be running SmackDown with William Regal as SmackDown's General Manager. Corey's going to be running Raw with Sonya Deville as his General Manager. We've chosen those General Managers because of their personal abilities, which we'll get into at a later time when those come into play. Don't want to reveal too much, but let's just say Corey has an ability up his sleeve that can well and truly screw me when it comes to some of my bigger matchups. So we're diving straight into the draft. As you can see on the screen, each GM will start with a budget of $2,750,000. GMs will take turns drafting one after the other, starting with player 1, so SmackDown gets first pick, Raw gets second pick, so on and so forth. There will be 8 rounds of drafting. After the 8th round, drafting becomes optional. GMs can opt out or draft until they are out of cash. Now, personally, I think 11 to 12 superstars is better because it deepens your pool of superstars a bit more, if we can afford it. But obviously we can still draft free agents, we can still bring in legends down the track as well. Tips: GMs can press the R3 button to get recommendations on who to draft. You can also press square to get more information about a superstar. Now, this draft is completely randomized, meaning there is a good chance Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, those type of superstars will not be in the draft. If anybody doesn't appear in the draft, they will be available as a free agent, and as each week goes on, a different free agent becomes available. It keeps refreshing every week. So, say King Nakamura isn't available. Week 1, he could be a free agent. Week 2, he's gone, but maybe The Miz pops up, and then so on and so forth. So, time to get into the draft.
SmackDown's top choice.
We've got a banger. We've got a banger. Okay, so I'm going to sort by popularity, because that's how obviously we want to determine who's going to draw the most, spectators and fans. And we have a really stacked lineup here to start with. We've got Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, Finn Balor, John Cena. We've got Bianca Belair. We've got Bobby Lashley. We've got Charlotte. We've got Edge, Seth Rollins, Robbie Roode, Rey Mysterio. Braun Strowman is in here. We've got Bayley, Kofi Kingston, John Morrison, Keith Lee. We've got Samoa Joe. We've got The Miz. We've got Shelton Benjamin. We've actually... We've got a good list to choose from. Mustafa Ali, if we wanted to go down the cheaper option. MVP. Ember Moon, Austin Theory. The only thing that upsets me here is it looks like who would have easily been my first female superstar picked is not here, and that's Alexa Bliss. So I'm going to have to keep an eye out for Alexa through free agency. But who are we going to pick? It's recommending Brock, Drew, Finn, and Charlotte for me. Oh, do I go... These are the two I'm thinking of for my first pick. Do we go the Beast, or do we go the head of the table? Because I feel we can make Roman, we can make him beatable. That's easy, right? Brock Lesnar, though, he's used to squashing everyone, so him losing, but we could always draft him and then choose the person to go against, and it'd be a hard matchup for me to go. So... Oh, this is a tough one. I think what pushes it over the edge for me, I'm going to pick Roman Reigns. And I'm going to pick Roman because his stamina is a hell of a lot better than Brock's. I'm saving a little bit of money as well. It's not too much. But they play the same role. They're the same class. There's only one popularity splitting them. Roman Reigns. My first pick for SmackDown. That is a big pick.
Major accolade to their career, a first-round draft.
Oh, okay.
I knew you were. But when I saw you were tossed up between Brock Lesnar and him, it didn't matter which one you were going to take because I was going to take the other one.
Oh, you're just going to take the other one? Yeah, I think that's smart play. And look, at the end of the day, I think with GM mode, for those who are unfamiliar, it's not like Universe mode where you can pick like Intercontinental Champion, Tag Champion, that kind of stuff. You can only choose your female champion and your male champion. That's it. I'm pretty sure we've pretty much just selected our men's starting champions, really. And if not, they'd have to be up there as #1 contenders straight up. So this is where I've got to start looking at who can feud with Roman Reigns. And there is one man here that, even though he is a heel, I think he would do very well on SmackDown. I'm going to pick him up early because I don't want to miss the opportunity to have him. And I'm taking Finn Balor with my second pick.
Joining SmackDown.
Over to Raw.
Here is a superstar that instantly changes the landscape of a brand.
Go down the list.
Now, just a PTA or a PSA, whatever you want to call it, before we continue. When it comes to wrestling, I was Attitude Era. Corey was more late 2000s, early 2010s. I watch a lot more wrestling now compared to what Corey does, so there might be some superstars Corey's not familiar with. So if he does make any mistakes with names or anything, just give him a little bit of leeway. I think we can all forgive and forget. Who are we going to pair up with Brock Lesnar as your first pick? Which route are we going down?
I'm going to grab Seth Rollins.
Oh, you bastard. He was going to be my next pick. He was going to be my next pick. So, you've taken Seth Rollins. Is there any particular reason why you went for Seth with that pick?
Oh, I just wanted to split him and Roman up, see what happens.
Well, that's good. You bastard. He was going to be my next pick. I am actually going to take a specialist with my next pick. Now, when it comes to class synergies, Giants synergize well with Cruiserweights, Fighters and Brawlers synergize well together as well, and then you've got the specialists who synergize pretty much with anyone. So you can put a specialist in any type of match against any type of person, and even though you won't get a synergy bonus, they still work well. And I'm going to go old school with this pick. I'm taking Edge. Pick number 3, SmackDown. Roman, Finn Balor, and Edge, my first 3 picks. I think that's a good start. But you've got Brock Lesnar, you've got Seth Rollins, so you've come out the gate strong as well.
Yes, but there's not really a lot of people that I like that would match up. So it's going to be a bit hard, but...
So you're playing the synergy game and you're trying to see who would match up well with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Because I'm not going to lie, there was only one person I was looking at.
Well, Brock is a bruiser, so you want to find somebody who is a fighter. But that being said, right, you could take a Rey Mysterio and still have him fight Brock Lesnar. It just means you won't get a match bonus for the synergies. That's all you're sacrificing at the end of the day. So you can still have like a giant take on a bruiser or a cruiserweight take on a fighter, but you just won't get that synergy. So it's completely up to you.
I'm gonna take Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley.
That's a good pick. And you know what? You were dancing around somebody just then that I really want to draft. Oh, and I feel I've got to draft him right now, otherwise you're going to take him. I've got to take my boy. I've got to make sure the Miz gets taken. I've got to make sure the Miz gets taken early.
This guy thinks he's better than those early picks, and he's right.
I'd also like to point out at the moment, you're going heel city. You've got heel, heel, heel. I was lucky I took Edge with my round 3 pick, otherwise I wouldn't have any faces. Oh, here we go.
How do you do by popularity?
Use triangle to sort the draft list, so you just make sure you go all the way to the end and hit it once more. And that's your popularity right there. You thinking it's time for a lady to come in?
I'm gonna take Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair. The Queen continues.
Well, you know what? If we're going women, I think that makes my next pick easy. We take Becky Lynch and we take the next best female. Well, Becky Lynch they've got here as the best female, but I think her or Charlotte Flair would be the easy way to go. I think Corey might be feeling getting the females out of the way might be a good idea.
The clock is ticking.
I've actually noticed there's a few cheaper options here that could work really really well. We've got to keep an eye on our budgets too.
I'm gonna grab Naomi.
Naomi. The GM.
Naomi is a good pick.
Lots of potential in
I
this
am going
woman.
to
I like
take
this pick.
another female as well. I'm going to take Rhea Ripley, one of my favourite female superstars currently on the roster. Behind Alexa Bliss, which I'm still spewing she's not here, but I do have my eyes on at least 2 more females here that I want to bring over that could really shine if given the chance.
Raw's general manager a bit pensive with this pick. Tamina.
Okay, so we're going old school with Tamina. I'm going to pick a superstar that I feel didn't really get a chance because of injury, and then she got let go. We're bringing Ember Moon to SmackDown.
Ember Moon. An eclipse on the horizon for this brand.
I like her on this brand. This show is looking good.
So at the moment, looking at your men's, you've got Seth Rollins, who is a specialist, and you've got Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, who are both bruisers. So you want a fighter to come in, because a fighter is going to synergize really well with your big boys.
Grab Samoa Joe.
That's a very good pick. I was actually contemplating Joe myself. I'm going to leave the females as well. There is one more female I want to take, but I think she's going to be safe because she's not an expensive female. She's going to be on the cheaper end. I've got to have a look here. The Miz and Edge are specialists, so they work with anyone. We've got a fighter and we've got a bruiser, so another fighter and another bruiser could work. So I am thinking I'm going to bring in Drew McIntyre.
The Scottish Warrior heading to the blue brand. He's explosive, he's unpredictable, and direct. What a pick.
Seeing who matches with who. Now, no one matches. But these two here.
Ziggler and Rude.
Raw's GM has a bit of time on the clock, and they plan on using every second.
I think Rude's a good pick. I really do. Specialist can get the job done.
This guy will have a good match.
I could go the specialist route as well with Ziggler, but I feel with Edge and The Miz already as specialists, I shouldn't go too deep with the specialists. I've only got 845k left too, so we've done 8 rounds. So we're now into territory where we don't have to pick anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm going to. It's just a matter of who do we look at bringing on board. And I see one person I'm going to do. I'm going to bring on John Morrison.
John Morrison. Johnny Drip Drip is headed to SmackDown.
Johnny Drip Drip coming to SmackDown Live. Well, you've got Seth Drip Drip over on Monday Night Raw. Now, not forgetting as well, when it comes to face and heel, we can change their stance via a promo. So if you've got like all the heels you've got there, like your top 5 picks are all heels, you can make one of them do a promo and you can turn them face if you wanted to, which might be the way you might have to go because you've only got one male face and one female face, but you could draft some faces. It's completely up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna draft a face. It's gonna be Damian Priest.
That was actually going to be my next pick. So he's scouting really well, and John Cena is still available at round 10. Oh, he synergizes well with Finn Balor, he synergizes well with Morrison, Edge. We've got Ray. We could bring in a Giant. MVP wouldn't be a bad cheap choice. Roderick Strong, we could use Roderick Strong. Austin Theory. Actually, he's cheap and he synergizes really well.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that much star power, but we can build that up. The big, I can't understand why Angelo Dawkins has as much star power as he does, but we've got 4 here. Like, they're telling me to pick a female, so you know what? I am going to pick a female. I'm going to pick probably my final female. Oh, do we bring in Candice or do we bring in Dakota Kai? How have I got? So we've got 3 faces, so we're bringing in Candice LeRae. She's a heel, she can work well, she's got a lot of talent, and she's cheap.
Saying I should bring in the girl as well, so...
And you've currently got 2 heels and a face.
Could bring in a Giant.
The Raw general manager making us wait.
Nia Jax. Okay. I've got 469,000 left, so let's have a look here.
But I was wrong.
I feel my starting female roster's done, because we're only going to have one of them vying in each week, because we can only book 3 matches per show. So there's only going to be maybe 1 female match going on with 2 males, and maybe a tag match, so say 4 males taken out, you do your main event, so there's 2, so there's all my males selected. That's why I'm thinking 2 more male selections here will probably do me for the draft. Do we go with all out star power? Or do we bring in someone like a Braun Strowman? We're pretty...
You've got a good list.
We're even with heels and face, so it doesn't really matter. I am going to take John Cena only because he's available. I'm happy to take John Cena. If he's there round 11, he's got large star power, good popularity. Could even use him for promos to make a little bit of money.
Who can I get? I could even it out and get faces and...
The Raw general manager making us wait.
Well, at the moment you've only got 4 faces, but
GM.
you can turn a heel face.
Yeah. It is hard, is it? It's a good list. But I think I
a lot of consultation happening, a lot of discussion before Raw's next pick.
Can't go wrong. Yeah, Rey Mysterio back in the
Rey Mysterio.
I think that's a good pick, Blake. As I said, it doesn't have to synergize all the time. You just need someone who can put on a good show. I'm going to go 1 more male, and it has to be somebody I can afford. So it needs to be under 200,000. So it needs to be. We're going to have to sort via cost here, which is a bit upsetting because Keith Lee would have been good, Braun Strowman would have been good. Dolph Ziggler still being there is ridiculous. Do we round out with an MVP? MVP at 183,000, or do I go further down and go with an Austin Theory, who's a bruiser? Wait, MVP is a fighter, and he synergizes with a hell of a lot more. You know what, my final pick, I'm going to go old school. It's going to actually give me all the males that I wanted, because I said I wanted at least 12, so this is going to take me to 12 overall. It's actually going to give me an even split of face and heels, and it's going to give me someone who synergizes well with my other superstars. MVP, ladies and gentlemen, SmackDown's 12th and final selection, and that's me done because I can't afford any more. So my top 8 picks, as you can see on screen: Roman Reigns, Edge, Finn Balor, The Miz, and then we've got Drew McIntyre, Ember Moon, Becky Lynch, and Rhea Ripley. Very strong draft, if you don't mind me saying. You've got 383,000 in the bank. And you could do what I've just done, or you could choose to save your cash. Completely up to you.
See, I was gonna wait, but now I'm indecisive of what to grab.
The clock is ticking. ArghGM wants to make the perfect pick.
Kingston or Braun Strowman. I don't know which one. I'll probably get Xavier Woods to start off with, only because he can get the connections and stuff like that. I will grab him to finish it off.
Xavier Woods! The GM might have just put in the cheat code with his
pick.
The GM sees him as a future champion.
I'm going to save it.
Smart. 167k in the bank.
Because I might need it beforehand.
So there you go. Sonya Deville with Raw, and Corey drafted Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, Charlotte Flair, Bobby Roode, Samoa Joe, Tamina Snuka, and Naomi. And I think that is a very strong. This is a very strong. Like, compare the shows here. Compare our top guys: Roman and Brock, McIntyre, Lashley, Finn and Seth. Then you've got Becky and Charlotte. Then you've got John Cena and Rey Mysterio. Then you've got Edge and Robert Roode. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Morrison and Woods, Miz, Samoa Joe, MVP, Damian Priest, Ember Moon, Naomi, Candice LeRae, Tamina. Those are some beefy shows. That was a very good draft. Boston, week 1. Oh, I've got a message from John Cena straight up. So Triple H has messaged me. Tonight is the night, the debut show. We have high hopes for you. I'll try not to let you down, says William Regal. Good. We have gone ahead and added 50k to your war chest to ensure that the debut is a hit. Make sure it's a good show. Thank Christ, as I needed that. Back in Boston, can't wait to put on a show for my crowd. So John Cena wants to be booked for my very first show. Now, this is where we can have some fun. Because not only do we have to pick our champions, but the champion we pick gets 10 popularity added to them. So, if you wanted to go down a specific route, I could make MVP a champion. That way, most of my champions, apart from my bottom 2, are all, or they're close enough to the 60s popularity-wise. But I'm thinking my male champion, we're going to give it to the current champion. We're going to give it to the head of the table. We're going to give it to Roman Reigns. Takes his popularity to 75, which means anybody I book with him is going to have a popular feud. My females, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to give it to Becky Lynch, and we can feud off for Becky Lynch there. I can find a number 1 contender out of Rhea Ripley, Ember Moon, Candice LeRae. Any one of those, I'd be happy to put up against her. The only thing I'd have to do is we would have to see a heel turn out of potentially Rhea Ripley or Ember Moon, or Becky Lynch potentially turning heel as well, which I don't know how she isn't already, considering how she is. But those are my picks. I'm pretty sure it's going to get me to book my show now before Corey can do his champion, so I'm going to quickly do that, and I'm going to bring you guys all back once it's time for Corey to choose his champion.
A few moments later.
Okay, so my show's booked. It's now up to Corey to select his champions. And I'm very keen to see how you go about it as well. So what's your thought process behind who you're going to choose?
Now, I got a good roster, right?
You got a very good roster.
There's a lot of people that I could choose as a champion.
Yes.
Everyone here could be a champion. But I feel like it's either between Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar. But I'm going towards Brock Lesnar.
Yep. See who can dethrone the beast.
Yes, just see who wants to put up a challenge and it'll be more of a storyline.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar. For my women's... Gee, this is tough. I'm going to go Charlotte.
Yep.
Because she's also a specialist, so it's always good as well.
Anybody can synergize with Charlotte.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with them too.
Okay. Sick. So, that means now all Corey has to do is go through and book his show, which you might start seeing him do in the background. He's got to commission a goal of do not put Charlotte Flair in a match this week. So you can book anybody. So feel free to have a little bit of a sneak peek as I'm doing the outro to what Corey's doing here, but next episode you see will be week 1 of SmackDown and Raw, and how we are going to do this series moving forward is the opening match and the mid-card match we are going to simulate, and we are going to play the main event matches. So I will play all the main event matches for SmackDown, Corey will play all the main event matches for Raw, and then when it comes to the pay-per-view shows that we do, we're going to play every single match from that pay-per-view, because that episode will be only the pay-per-view. There won't be 2 shows competing. So we're very keen for you to follow this series. We're very keen to play this, and we're going to be using this as a taste test into 2K22 to do a more expansive universe mode later on down the track, where we can do another draft, but we can get you guys at home actively involved in choices as well, bringing back pay-per-views like Cyber Sunday, Taboo Tuesday, where you can vote for certain match types, vote for superstars. Very keen to bring 2K22 to my channel as a whole. MyGM isn't the only thing we'll be playing. I will be doing My Rise as well, which is basically the career mode. Still undecided as to whether I'll do a universe mode playing as one superstar and seeing how we can go, because we can do that this year, which I think is great. But good drafting, sir. Good luck for the series. May the best GM win. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like on the video down below. Subscribe if you're new. But that's it for us, guys. We're out of here, and as always, we will catch you guys next time.